Hey everybody, welcome. Chat is into the Zendikar Rising drafts these days. I kind of expected chat to be about the cubing, but they have surprised me with continued interest in the excellent draft format Zendikar Rising. We've all been enjoying it a lot. Kind of settled into only ending up in a handful of decks these days. Maybe I need to push my comfort level and find other stuff to do. But when the table gives me any of the top handful of good decks, like I'm looking for clerics, black-white clerics, I'm looking for blue-green kicker, I'm looking for red-blue wizards, I'm looking for black-red party. And then there's like, those are the top tiers at this point for me, and that doesn't mean anything else is unplayable. I end up Boros quite a bit. Where else have we ended up? I've fallen off of ending up black-green, like, counter a lot. I was playing that a lot more earlier in the format. Haven't ended up there lately. Blue-white party is something I have not ended up in a lot. I'm trying to think of my like second tier decks that I fall back into sometimes. But really, I feel like I end up pushing my way into some of those top tier decks, and maybe to my detriment. Maybe I'm missing win percentage by missing my seat. You know what I mean? Accepting a worse archetype that is more open. I try to draft the hard way and look for that, but I think what happens to me is that I draft the hard way, and then I end up seeing the black-white uncommon cleric fourth pick or something and take that as a signal and just go in on it. Oh, rogues is a good kind of like, it's not, for me, it hasn't been a go-to archetype all the time, but it's definitely in that second tier, in that Boros range for me of an archetype. I end up in a fair bit and have decent success with. Yeah. So that's where I've been landing in this format. We'll see where it takes us today. We can, there's is going optimal chasing every last win percentage, or is going optimal really having fun with the format towards the end and exploring alternative ways to win? I think I'll look for some signposts that take me in a different direction, but I'm not going to ignore the good stuff if the table is going to shove the good stuff at me. And I know who can shove the good stuff at you, though. CardKingdom.com. That's right. They're my sponsors. They have tons of the good stuff. Where we were talking about bling earlier and whether or not foils are good or not, whether you are someone who chases magic foils or dislikes them and trades them away as soon as you get them. There can be curling issues there, but you're not going to get issues with your order from Card Kingdom on that front. Whether you like them blingy or like them plain Jane, they can ship you either version, any version. Man, go look up something like Path to Exile or Swords to Plowshares or Birds of Paradise or some card that has a gazillion printings, and just bask in your options that Card Kingdom offers up for you on any given single. You can really customize the deck you're building down to the artist. Or, you can get as Johnny on that front as you want, and they're going to hook you up. Just remember to get there via my affiliate link, won't you? If you check them out via the link in chat, via the link in my YouTube notes, and via the panels down below on my Twitch page, they'll know you got there from here, and then that helps keep me on the air because they stay happy with me, right? The world spins round. That would be fantastic. And it would also be fantastic if you remember my other sponsor, Spumoni Works. Oni Spumoni, designer of the channel. The look and feel and UI, not UI, I guess the graphics design of my whole channel is from Oni, and I'm looking to get some more design time from Oni, and in exchange, I'm sharing the word about his website, Spumoni Works, where you can get a lot of sweet merch. Use the Go Shopping code for 15% off your purchase, and that also flags your purchase as contributing towards design time from Oni. So that's a way you can give back to the channel as well while helping an excellent small business. Hey, look, we have 10 grand in gold. That means we get to just click on that. Join for gold. Playing on the house today. It's already profit time. And really, this is practicing what we preach here, the grinding of daily gold into free drafts that where anything you get back in gems is house money, is how you close the gap between you and your inability to go infinite on pure play skill. I think it was Jinx yesterday who was saying that red-green isn't bad if you just don't do the Hellhound thing. I would say, I would take it a little further and say, in general, I think red-green has worked for me when it doesn't rely on temporary landfall triggers. So even like the Signpost Uncommon is like that to me, you know, in the sense of like Scythe Cat is better for me in red-green because at least as the landfall happens, the bonuses are permanent. So, I mean, if you focus on value cards, just good red-green cards in which the landfall generates some permanent value, then I like it a lot more. Oh, wow. Well, Zagras is probably worth just taking, even though it's gold. But I say wow because this is a really painful pass. Passing Rockslide Sorcerer hurts. I love Rockslide Sorcerer as a first pick and build around. And of course, Vine Gecko. My favorite archetype to play in the format is Blue-Green Kicker. And my best Blue-Green Kicker decks have been multi-Vine Gecko Kicker decks. So, yeah, Zagras, though, it's a plan. It's he's so strong. So we'll take Zagras and really note that, let's note what is coming back out of this. I'm hopefully, like, a sneaking guide would be a good thing to get back on the wheel here that's likely. Hopefully we put a bunch of people into Kicker downstream and we can close the lane for Zagras, but that's what we're going to do. Oh, Sproutling making me sad. We can take Kazul's Fury, and that's fine. It's not amazing, Splan, but it's a good one. You know, the ability to chuck something at instant speed is no joke. Maybe we can wheel Fizzy Wizzy, which is pretty good in these red-black party decks. So let's take that. Yeah, Sproutling, if we had taken the Vine Gecko, Sproutling would be an easy follow for me. Clerics can be the tough thing to get in this deck that you're happy with. We could take a Cleric on that front. Could just take a Fireblade Charger too. Again, you know, just being able to curve out on cheap party creatures means that Zagras has the best chance to come down early and slam. Yeah, we could take the Wizard Land, and you know, this is splashable. Kazul's Fury into like Wizard Land, blue-red splash Zagras is pretty fine. Yeah, the champ is, I think in the abstract, like the champ would be better than the Charger, but trying to power out Zagras, I like the cheaper option. I'm going to take the Charger, but maybe I'm marrying this Zagras plan a little early, if we're being honest. We do have a Skulker here, though, that I think is worthy of continuing that plan. Gloomhunter is all right, too. Hellion on the wheel would be nice. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The Fireblade Charger pick is about Zagras, which is why I'm saying maybe I'm marrying Zagras a little too hastily here, but so powerful, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a marriage that can work. Hello, Tupper Raiders. Thank you, Ethan. Welcome, Lord Tupperware and friends. We are just middle of pack one here. We opened on Zagras, passing some really great stuff in Blue-Green Kicker. But what are we doing here? We take Song Mad. You know, these splans are never bad. On-color splans are never bad, but I think I worry about these decks getting the Cleric count, but again, Blight Priest just not the the cleric you want, which is why these decks can have trouble getting the clerics. I do like a Colossus, but I don't, even in a deck that's trying to power them out cheaply, I don't prioritize them. I'm going to take the Song Mad and just take that value proposition. Here we go. This is a nice pickup and exactly what we want to see. And this is why, like, we took Fireblade Charger over some other more expensive warrior, and like Zagras and the potential of Electromancers is basically why I did. Now we can have the dream of like Charger into Skulker into Electromancer. Ravager's Mace is Celebrant's really late and tough to pass, but we're not there. So we'll take the Mace and be fine about that. Hellion is good too, but one Mace in a deck like this is fine. A little evasive reach, basically. If you're counting on wheeling Mace out of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 card pack, I've got some math for you. Not my favorite red 2-drop, 1-powered Goblin Warrior, but I'll take it. Skeleton, these always go super late. Looks like white's pretty open with Takedown still being here at pick 8. We passed the Cleric. So white is a pretty solid lane to be in. We're too far away from it to draft. There's drafting the hard way, there's drafting the impossible way, and I think Takedown is a little more in the impossible direction. Yeah, maybe we're splashing black. You could still make that argument. I suppose I could keep that open. But, I was hoping we'd wheel the Guide, but that was under the assumption we would not wheel the Spland. I'm going to take the Warrior land. I don't mind a Guide in this type of deck, but I don't want a ton of these. And if I don't end up with any, especially having the Charger, it wouldn't be the worst. So let's take Spland. Mind Drain. Playable in most archetypes. It doesn't do the thing of, like, the Mind Drain is straddling... and look, this is the card I think we took Fireblade Charger over, and we're going to take that over this random Blade. But Mind Drain is doing the Oppo Mill, so it helps the blue-black rogues, and it's doing the life gain, so it helps white-black cleric, but it's not really doing much in the red-black deck other than being discard 2, which you can still argue, but we'll see. I'm going to drop that in the board. I don't think we're using that. We'll consider this Priest as a Desperation Cleric include. Still Got Outs is asking a question that's really going to get a lecture on the limitations of one's individual perspective. Hey, Relic Robber is a great rare for us. Thwart obviously would be incredible as well. Hoping to wheel this Seagate Colossus, maybe the Synchronized Spellcraft. In some insane world, we wheel the Thwart. That seems... someone's making a case for Thwart over Robber. I think the ability for Robber to steal games is very real in a way that Thwart is just always solid, but Relic Robber has this upside of oops, I win. So it's possible that on average, Thwart produces a better average result. But the insano ceiling of Robber really appeals to me, and we are looking for a mix of creature types here. I'm going to take the rare in a very narrow pick. If you were on for the other pick, I don't blame you. Maul the Skyclaves for the smart white drafter for the wide open. A lot of people on Deadly Alliance or Bugcatcher. I'm actually on Spark Mage. Spark Mage is a 2-for-1. This is a 1-for-1. This is a great 2-drop. Rob says bug. Do we need 2-drops? We're going to need 2 drops, but this is our payoff. I get it. we do need 2-drops, but we're pack 2, pick 2. We have time to address that need. I'm not going to pass this level of power because of the awareness that we want more 2s before the end of this draft. Reward for anybody doing the rogue thing. It's not a reward for us, and this pack is not a reward for us. In fact, there's only one card for us, really, and it's lousy for this. For this, you do not want to be taking Scorch Riders pick 3. This is what you want to be taking pick 13, frankly, not 3. But that's what we got. Got a lot of good splans here. We could take an ambusher, but I'm not going to pass splaned party creature. I'm just not. Maybe we'll wheel this one, or I'll take either of these 2-drops. But this is too good. Here's a cleric we can take. The value of a demon's disciple is pretty variable depending on your opponent, and it's a non-bow with a lot of stuff you got to be careful about. But it is a cleric for this deck, so I think this is the cleric we take. Yeah. The trouble, we do have that non-bow. We faced this non-bow yesterday, right? Relic Robber and Cleric are really not friends. It's possible we figure out how to play them both anyway, and I still don't see anything else we're taking here, so I'm going to take the Disciple, but we got to decide whether we're willing to let our opponents sacrifice Relic Robber constructs. The black is really drying up in this direction. Hopefully it picks up again in pack 3. I don't think I'm ever going to play a blade when we have the Ravager's Mace. Like, this is the equipment we want. And I don't want multiples, and we might even find another Ravager's Mace before this is over. Probably just Lagak or Tormenting Voice. But yeah, I like Lagak, hope to not play. I think that's correct. And, okay. Good. I was worried that we were not seeing black. And of course, we could take Vanquish, but Stonework Pack Beast is actually what this deck wants more than just about anything. I really want this Vanquish. It's solid enough removal. It gets tends to trade up. You can often get 4 and 5s with this because of the utility style 4 and 5 drops that have a lower power level. But we've talked about being aware of needing 2s, and this is the perfect 2 for the deck. So we're going to grab it with no regrets. Elemental and Hellhound are like what I'm saying I like to try to avoid in the landfall decks because we'll take Spellcraft, though. Kite Sail is an interesting option in that it gives this kind of deck some reach, but really so does Spellcraft. We're likely to have 2 to 4 damage to face as we kill something. Blood Price could refill us. I think that's more valuable than a second Mind Drain or a Constrictor we really don't want to play. So we're going to take Blood Price and see. We have a Mind Drain. I mean, how many Mind Drains do we want to play best of 1, right? And here's an Ambusher we can grab. So this is a nice pickup. This is where it was Ambusher or Skulker number 2 that we were hoping for. We want Bug Catchers, not Ambushers, but you beggars, choosers, etc. And I don't think I'm ever running spare supplies. I'll take my pet card of the format in terms of design. I've talked a lot about that card's design in different contexts. Sentinel, probably not going to be played right now, but if we ended up with a couple Subtle Strikes, I could see it. Yeah, supplies. I guess I can take supplies. I mean, I have supplies, but if we're running this, we're sad. Like, if we're running spare supplies, it means we have failed to find the 2s we were hoping for. So my eye was drawn immediately to the Blood Priest, which is a good payoff. It's a cleric. It's a 2. There's also just the Pack Beast. Red Rare is not a friend. We are not going to take the Red Rare. Although I feel like I've fallen off of this message. If you are someone on the edge of gem independence and you often are running out of gems, you can justify gem picks. 20 gems is 20 guaranteed gems if you 4x the set is pretty decent. Yeah, I think we take the Blood Priest because really what we need Pack Beasts to be is clerics, and at least this is a Pack Beast that does something. Royal Eruption is incredible. Now maybe here's another Spark Mage. There's a Deadly Alliance. I took Spark Mage #1 over Deadly Alliance #1. We could make a case for Deadly Alliance #1 over Spark Mage #2, but I'm kind of just all in. I kind of just want Spark Mage #2 or the Royal Eruption. What a pack. Radiance as Eruption easy. I don't think it can be easy when Thundering Spark Mage is a legit 2-for-1, I think. Nothing's wheeling. I'm going to take the Royal Eruption to diversify a little bit. This is nice to have on 2. Look at this. Well, we're in the right place, although, boy, if you were in the Cleric deck, you've also been well rewarded. Another Deadly Alliance, but Tron, I don't see taking Deadly Alliance over Royal Eruption. Y'all think Alliance is what we take now? I mean, this is the deck that makes it cheapest. It's true, but Royal Eruption goes to face. Because it goes to face. That's why. I'm going to take Eruption. It's just where my gut is telling me we're supposed to be. And look at that. Man, the Cleric deck. I get haunted by Cleric decks all the time, I tell you. There's an Ambusher here, but we're going to take another Skulker. I think rogues are more interesting to us than warriors anyway. It balances that a little bit. Shatter Skull, fine pickup for us. Another Core Celebrant. The black-white Cleric deck that this pod delivered is insano. But our deck is pretty good. Our deck is pretty good, but I would trade it... If I could go back in time and guarantee that everybody drafts roughly the same way and leaves this Cleric deck open, Cleric deck seems silly good. We can get a 2-drop Wizard or a 1-drop Rogue. Let's look at our numbers here. Wizard's on 2. Let's get a 3rd natural Wizard. Rogue is on 5. We actually have a bunch of Rogues. Guide does actually do legit jobs in the deck, that's true, but I still like Wizard better. I'm going to take Wizard. That's true. Getting the Robber in is no joke. Spoils of Adventure. This is the type of card I'm looking to pull me into a deck I don't often play that much, but obviously too late for that. We can take a Sizzling Barrage, but I think we have our removal now. We can take a Skitter Sneak, but this is pretty weak. Scorch Rider to probably not play. I think I'm going to put this in the board. I don't think we're going to play it. Base Camp I don't really play unless I'm 3 colors. I don't see why I'd play Base Camp. Really? Why would we play Base Camp? Look at this! Oh my god! I just want to quit streaming now and go and imagine the Cleric deck that could have been from this pod. Take a Champ. We could take Gems. I could model the gem behavior. But that's all right. We'll take a possible playable here. We don't need gems here, but if you... Oh, look at that Celebrant. It's so absurd. This is absurd. I'm in pain. You're clearly right, Math. But to be fair, we have a powerful deck. I don't think I'm running 4 Ambushers, though. Are we running any of this? But yeah, we were not... that's the thing. The deck I'm missing here is not red-white. I'm not like Tragedy, the Boros deck that could have been. I'm like Tragedy, the Cleric deck that could have been. But we were always heavy red, so I think it was going to be tough for us to not be red. I'm going to do my data entry while this info is fresh here. All right. Well, here's the thing about, missing boats. Like, what? Imagine we do whatever you think would have been the perfect thing for this seat. Let's say we somehow, maybe there was an early place where I take a Deadly Alliance over a red, or like Deadly Alliance over Spark Mage early, like would have been one place that I think could have pulled us enough into black early to get us to black-white. But if we ended up with the best black-white deck from that pod that we can imagine versus what we've got right here, how different do you think our EV is, our win percent EV? If my average case, if my average win percent in this type of queue is like, say, call it 62%, is this deck above or below the 62% expectation? And how far above my 62% expectation would the black-white deck have even been? The answer is probably more. But I just bring it up because the answer is probably actually not that much more. And I think that's one way to let yourself off the hook a little bit in a way that's not lying to yourself, which is just to remind yourself that just because you missed, like, let's say you realize you missed a 9 of 10, that's sad, but it doesn't mean you have a 2 of 10. Maybe you have an 8 of 10. Maybe you have a 7 of 10. You've still got a fine deck, right? So don't let missing the 9 out of 10 crush you too much. You've probably still got a fine chance. Yeah, well, 9 cuts, but we start with the splan situation. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we go 20, at least 19. And we're pretty low down. I think we go to 18, 7, 8, 10. This is a 10-8. Yeah, thwart is. I feel it too. I would love to have thwart, but pretty cool with having a relic robber. And we got to decide about whether we're going to run the non-bow or not. Let me get out of your way too for deck building. Let's make easy cuts though. Like, I think one of these Scorch Riders, this Lagok. I'm going to cut the blood price, although maybe we don't have enough way to draw cards. Maybe we need the blood price. One thing we are lacking, but someone mentioned the thwart, we also didn't find a time to take a blood beckoning. We passed a couple, but it was like for royal eruptions and stuff. Oh yeah, is there a barrage in here? Yeah, get out of here. And yeah, Blight Priest doesn't do enough in this deck. And just like that, we're actually close to our intended count. Let's look at our overall numbers. 28. So we could, and let's look at cleric numbers. Cleric's only on 2 plus the, do we have 2 pack beasts? No, 1 pack beast. So we have 3 natural clerics, 2 if we cut the disciple. Oh yeah, we just have the blood priest. What's our other cleric? Is it this one? Oh, maybe we only have those 2. Sorry. Yeah. We have these are our 3 clerics right there. Yeah, cut an ambusher. That's true. We also are pretty heavy on warriors, so we certainly don't need them, and we'll still get these champions to be 4/3 for the most part. So that's I like that cut. That's 19/8. We could still cut. I think we keep a mind drain. Like I think we need. I think we cut a creature. I think we want all of our spells. I guess you could cut a blood price if we just weren't counting on reloading that way. And I like Mind Drain as a, some sort of interaction. Like when you're tempo oriented, when you're dropping, I mean, this is best case scenario. I'm not having that mentality, but to understand the top end of like where Mind Drain does fit in here, we go Fireblade Charger into Skulker, into Electromancer, casting a Relic Robber, and Oppo is like, that's okay, I've got this stuff in hand, and then we Mind Drain away their stability plan, their stabilization plan. Mind draining away their plan to recover from your hot start is really what that card's about. And maybe it's cuttable, but that's what it's about anyway. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's get rid of the Disciple and call this a deck. What are we calling this deck? And does anybody redeem any bling? No bling redeemed so far. It's not too late. We are on second account, so sleeve options are really low, but there's some land options. There's not much bling, though, to be honest. As we work our second account. Why Scorch Rider over Disciple? Because Disciple's an active non-bow with one of our better cards, the Relic Robber. And it's just not generally a very good card unless you're making some tokens for yourself. You may run into them playing tokens, and then it's really terrible. But mostly, you got to sacrifice something good to play it. And Rider, yeah, Rider is only fine, but it's fine. And the haste comes surprisingly handy sometimes. Anyway, I like, let's just be a little bit more elegant with that name idea. I do like the zigzag idea, because we didn't really zigzag, but we zigged to zag. All right. I'll just go with the Bob Rosses as well. I like the 10-8 split. And how we doing, gang? The old par poll. If we played this out 1,000,000 times, what would our average win count be, do you think? Nice keep here. How greedy to be with warrior land? Probably not greedy. I think I'm going to play this as land unless we draw one. Are we go? Oh, I think we're on the play though. So yeah, I'm going to play this as land to start. Then Ambusher into Blood Priest or Eruption. If we were on the draw and we drew like a swamp, or especially if you drew another mountain, then I would probably hold the warrior, but not now. Like my Oppo's name, please no counter. I feel you, Oppo. Charger's a little late, but not too bad. We can go Ambusher now and have Charger Blood Priest next turn. I'm not sure I changed my sequencing anyway, if we had the Charger. Let's see. If they've got anti-cog, it doesn't matter leaving one open. If they've got the Jawari Spland, I would rather land the Blood Priest, so I'm going to start there. It's possible like they bounce the Ambusher to reduce the Blood Priest damage, but that's okay. I'd rather play around the Spland. Please no counter. Now, if you want to counter this, go for it. What you got? At 3 toughness, no real risk in attacking there. Sometimes you gotta play around the 1/1 -2 -0 rogue, but in that case, didn't matter. It's played enough that you have to think about it. If it would be devastating or change your sequencing, you can play around it. Largely, I make him have it, but there are reasons. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. We were talking about why Mind Drain, and it's exactly this. Boy, if we draw a basic land next turn, and they play a 3 toughness creature, we go kill their 3 toughness creature, Mind Drain some of your remaining defenses. You know, anyway, this is a great setup to. Oh yeah, thanks. I should be over here. Appreciate it. This is the type of spot where I like a Mind Drain, where we just break their back with it. Although at this point, I'd rather just erupt the cleric and win. That seems like a fine plan. No win, but they did have to use that for no value. Are there reasons to use vision on your own turn? Yes, if you need, if you have something that if you found it you would cast on your turn, sure. But mostly you want to save that as an instant, yeah. Not on T3, right. If you're tapping yourself out, there's really no reason to. F6 value, I suppose. Auto pass. Equity. Would you have played around anti-cog if they'd held up 3 mana on 3? Which is to say, my hasty 5/4. I haven't really played around anti-cog except to play a weaker creature. The only time I've played around anti-cog really is when I had a choice between strongest creature and medium creature, and I wanted them to counter medium creature. Oh, I have some MSI gaming keyboard. On my list is, and that's a good one. I should get I really want to get a quieter keyboard. There's no reason to, my big fat hammer fingers here, clackety clack clack in your ear bones. I can see visioning on 3. I mean, waiting and visioning on 3, but sometimes it's just it's your play. It's like, well, I need to kill that or I lose, so I've got to go digging for removal, right? Sometimes you just got to dig for removal. Oh, it's absolutely a business expense. I know that. We're going to keep and Warrior as land again and have a decent chance at curving out to Minotaur again. Cleric into Wizard into Warrior, 2, 3, 4. Or Wizard and a Cleric into Warrior, as it were. Hey, there's a Wizard to curve into. So now we're going to go Cleric first so that we can go Mancer Wizard next turn. It doesn't make the Minotaur come down any faster, but it 2 spells us on 3. Mace is a nice pickup. That should do some work once we land more stuff. And I think we could pitch the Spellcraft. I suppose the Spellcraft is a little far, like we only have 3 mana, it's 5. We really want a 4th mana for the Minotaur, so I think we pitched the Spellcraft looking for land here. Tough to pass this because it's good interaction if we're going to get there, but we're just not there yet, and we really have powerful stuff in hand to get to if we can find the land. Or maybe we find a land off the top and just play our best card. That's also possible. If not, we even have at least the mace play. Like, our worst case scenario being a Ravager's Mace is interesting. If they go land, discard 2, we got some decisions to make. Yeah, the point is I didn't choose this keyboard. This keyboard came with whatever... Like, actually, I think when I bought my current PC a couple years ago, when I became aware that I was not going to be able to stream, play Magic, and run all these things at the same time. Yeah, I think if we got discard 2, we would just have to keep Zagras, right? It's just so powerful and we're 1 land away from it. That is about the least concerning thing Oppo could play. And that is, I am so happy to race you, sir, or friend. Found our land, so let's just go... I like Zagras, but leave Blood Priest back. Maybe we go ahead and trade Priest. If they want to take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and go to 10 and trade the Priest, that's okay. It's just that we lose our 1 Cleric, and I guess we replace it with a Rogue, so Minotaur would still be castable next turn, but it does, like, reduce the Mace's value. Yeah, that's true. We could Shatter Skull. I'm kind of wanting to get this out of my hand so that we don't face a discard 2. Like, I'm kind of planning to be mind drained, and if that happens, I want Zagras down. And for 1 more point of power. Yeah, that's true. They probably just trade for the 3/2. Okay, let's see if they trade the 3/2. It's worth considering, though, if you're in this spot on the other side, that you might want to reduce the black-red deck's party count for 1 point of damage. I think you're probably right that this becomes an Electromancer block for Oppo, but I think if they show some cleverness, they'll block the Blood Priest and know that that in a party deck like this, reducing the party count by 1 could really matter for some things. But they're going for damage. Understandable. Thank you for the sub, Chimero Gaming. Appreciate it. Rogue. Yeah, we've added a Rogue. And Warrior will make it a family. Even with a mountain, we don't get it, though, right? Because we still need to pay 3 for the Minotaur, and then we'd have 2 left over when we can't cast the Mace. But we get the 3 mana 5/4 haste no matter what. Oh yeah, I'm not going to be falling for any your Twitch gaming, and by Twitch I mean twitchy. Your reactionary reflex-based gaming needs this specific keyboard. No, no, no. That would be good. Charger off the top. Weird sequencing from Oppo there. They still think we're racing. I'm just going to drop Shatter Skull here and go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, it's just GG if they don't have anything. Oh, we're racing all right. It's a race while you're winning it. Oh, yeah, I know. I know. And I'm saying to Oppo, oh, yeah, sure, let's race. Let's race. By all means, Oppo, race away. Hey, fool, what's up? Oh, man, I saw the 2 swamps. It's like, no worries, we have 3 red splans. Oh, none of them are red splans. So, grown-up thing to do is mulligan this. Again, as, you know, show me the mountain on top, and this is a sneap, but we have to be grown-ups and look for castables more so than this. And there you go. That looks much better. We're going to keep this. I love keeping a blood price when you're mulliganing because it helps you recover. But in this case, we don't have that luxury. We're going to ditch the blood price and hope that Pack Beast into Relic Robber into Spark Mage into Zagras happens and we win anyway. Right on, fool. Glad you caught that. Skulker is nice as well, although it matches double rogue here. We got a lot of rogues for this hand. This is our best cleric. Skulker first, yes. Now that we've drawn it, we're gonna skulk. Although the reason to go, actually no, the reason to go Pack Beast is that you go, if we do get land, we get rogue in the robber, and we would want a non-rogue in the Pack Beast for a rogue in the robber to be able to deal 3 with a possible Spark Mage on 4. Now, of course, this is assuming we're going land, which is a lot to hope for. But, you know, in terms of planning out what could go right for us, I think Pack Beast is the right play for that. Yes, Timic, no problem. Standing desk is where I'm at. See? Well, we got some land, so that's good. And we even get a rogue. So we didn't get the rogue we want, but we did get land and a play. So I'm still happy with this. Can't attack into the Jerboa, though. Too important. I know, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm just not going to risk it. Like, 95% they don't block, but the 5% they block is just so off-plan for us, I can't bring myself to do it. I generally agree, but to conclusively say they won't block is not right, and so I had to ask myself, in the very rare case that they decide they don't need their Jerboa and are willing to trade for the Pack Beast, how upset I am. And with this hand, the answer is very. So I just was like, nah. Hey, that's cool. I mean, not that we lost that, but that they used premium on that. And here, I'm going to remember this time. Painful. I thought we were going to get a free and clear Relic Robber, but we're not. Although we could offer the Relic Robber for the Blade Master, and basically they have to take it. The thing is, if we go champ here, we can still Spark Mage next turn off a land, so I'm just going to bash the beast. What do you mean, Fenor? Yeah, I mean, we play the champ as a 4-3. That's what I'm saying. And then next turn, we still have the Spark Mage. This isn't a trade, though. This is an eat. There's no trade here. I see. Fenner's talking about the royal target. Hey, we passed one of these in draft. Only fair that we get beat up with it now, huh? Good timing for us, though, on Royal Eruption. We could take a turn off and Relic Robber. We take 6 and go to 6. But they might, if they Jerboa, we take 8 and go to 4. If we swing all, then we're talking about going to 2. The nice thing about taking the greedy line is that if we find a basic land on top, we can kill the Blade Master with a Spark Mage. I think we royal, though. Yeah, let's be grown-ups. All right. And only sending the champ here. Still don't want to offer the Pack Beast. It's just too important to the Zagras and the Spark Mage in hand. They go for an equip here. I think that's pretty good. Like, it certainly makes the Jerboa into quite a threat, but it effectively is spending 4 mana. It's just like casting a creature. So re-equipping the Maul makes for a potent threat, but does use their whole turn. Fireblade Charger. Now we're just going to rob relics here, I guess. Still looking for that land. Oh, here, let me give priority to the old Cardboard Live. That should help. This puts him with quite a threatening crackback. Yeah, Zagras is guaranteed now, and if we keep all of our creatures alive. I like that Jerboa is turning the construct into something that can actually do some damage for him. Yeah, we could have just died to the Royal there. Still could. Where's the Royal? Takedown, you think? Binding. All right. So we got our swamp. So now we could go Spark Mage for 3. Our Spark Mage would be 4, right? Because we would get Rogue, Warrior, Cleric 4. We could just kill the Jerboa. But then if we zag and attack, let's see, zag plus chart. You can even have Charger on the defense. Let me do the math. Chat is saying zag, attack all, but I haven't done the math. So, okay, so we zag, we have 4 in the air. We attack 4 in the air and get there. They're at 3. They have to block, so then they're trading off Intimidator for Relic Robber. 4, 5, 6, and then this is 7. So yes, I think just Zagras attack all is going to be enough to win. I've been very crutchy with chat lately, which is to say not really doing my own thinking and just kind of looking, and if 5 people in chat have said Zagras, therefore that's got to be correct, and then just blind and do it. Trying to think for myself and not lose sight of my own need to play my game. Yeah, Spikefield would be quite the finish, but we do have Charger. Like, I don't know. Whatever. If they got it, they got it. Yeah, Kargan creates a pause. We're certainly not playing around Spikefield. Nice idea, but doesn't work that way. Rolling with this deck so far. Zagras, powerful magic card when you support it, turns out. Yeah, we could have easily lost that to a lot of different possible Oppo holdings, but we dodged them, so yay us. I mean, you can certainly check 17 lands, but I would be willing to bet good money that by any reasonable metric, Maul of the Skyclaves will not have a sub 50% win percentage. Equip cost is huge, but when you have a card that says, hey, if the game goes long, you constantly have a 4/4 or better flyer, it's still pretty darn good. I'm going to play Songmat as land. We have a spellcraft to get to, and I don't want to mess around. Well, I don't know. I guess if we draw a mountain specifically, I won't, but we'll see. I was going to go look at 17 lands, but I can't. I don't have that attention. So, yeah, I'm going to play Treachery as land here. But if somebody wants to look up on 17 lands... That is a hot start from Oppo. We're going to drop... I'm going to go Skulker so that we have the option next turn of dropping other Skulker and having Death Touch for what we presume will be a growing Cleric. Also fair for us to face a Great Cleric deck. Not to say we don't know if this is a great one yet or not, but given that we passed a Great Cleric deck in our draft, it would only be fair if we then faced one in our run here. All right, Spark Mage is also an interesting possibility. We can Spark Mage for 3, but the lifespan is going to grow before then, so I kind of like Skulker number 2 here. Trouble is they kill one of these Skulkers, the other one loses Death Touch, and we're back where we were. But I'm going to hope that they don't have removal and that this Skulker lives to threaten that Cleric. My expectation, though, is that we lose one of these Skulkers, are not able to block because of it, and have to solve our problems through removal. But hey, that's good. That's good. Yeah, no problem. All right. That's, again, my expectations were that that was not going to work out that way, so I'm pretty happy that it did. We could Sparky here and ping ourselves a Pack Beast or a Skulker. I guess we just go Pack Beast, and then we could trade off one of these other Skulkers to turn off the third rogue here. And then next turn we would have Spellcrafted, which even if they gain, this could be a 4 and we're still going to be able to get it. So I'm excited about that. Let's just pick off the Pack Beast and know that we have a plan for the Cleric coming up. Could even send one Skulker, given that I would, except I kind of want to keep them both, because then we lose the Death Touch here. Never mind, bad plan. Idea is to trade Spark Mage for one of these Skulkers if they send. All right, this is what I wanted, so I'll take this. I lose one on the Spellcraft, and the Minotaur becomes a little harder to cast because we lost our only wizard, but it doesn't change the amount of damage this does, and I want to go ahead and trade off here. So I'm going to get rid of the Life's Bond while we can and crack in for 4. Mind Drain, we're going to give up land and Ambusher and still have Shatter Skull for next turn. Blood price of our own. I'm going to go for full aggro here. They're going to trade Pack Beast off for one of our Skulkers, I think, and that's fine. Could leave one back, I suppose, and continue to threaten one of theirs. Maybe that's correct. Then we apply pressure and potentially threaten lethal next turn with 9 damage threatened against their 8 life. And if they trade Pack Beast, that's fine too. I think I like a little bit of defense here, given we're at 10 and wanting to cast a blood price, so we're at a virtual 8. Thirst notches a win there. Ooh, Relic Robber is a must block for Oppo. It gets the Skulker through, and then we can reload after that. Or we could send Skulker and then Blood Price this turn. What if we send Skulker and see if they block? All right, so with that, we could Robber, or we could just Blood Price here, and maybe even find land and spell to play. I think we Blood Price here since this has haste. And let's see. We have single red cards that we might cast in that 1-drop warrior, so we'll leave that mountain as the auto tap is doing. And with them at 10, just 2 Royal Eruptions seems like a good way to win a game of Magic, huh? We're a couple land from kicking, but now we have Erupt that and get in with Robber. That's awesome. Well, only argument for waiting is that they have something to discard. Like if we can play around more mind drains by just going 5 to the face here, and then they're 2 pings away from dead. So I'm going to go ahead and erupt their face and make them have something for that. Can they kill it? No! All right. Strong start. 4-0 March here. I think this is keepable. Fissure Wizard is going to help us find black, and we have Fireblade Charger and Royal Eruption. We have 3 plays even without the black, and we're on the draw. All that adds up to a keep to me. Mountain, not what we wanted to see. Probably what we pitched to a Fissure Wizard, or possibly a Skulker or Priest, depending. Let's see how it goes here. Well, we know what we're doing on 2, and that is erupting that thing. So, Deadly Alliance. There were a lot of people. I took 2 Royal Eruptions, both times over Deadly Alliances in a party deck, and they were tough picks. And honestly, I chose Royal Eruption mostly for its ability to go to the face in the late game. But its ability to do something really important on turn 2 shouldn't be underrated either. Like, Deadly Alliance would not have saved us from this thing for several turns. Song Mad I like as land here, or we just pitch it to Fissure Wizard. We can certainly attack with Charger first, though. Yeah, let's go Mountain, because then if we draw more mountains, we might just keep the Song Mad. All right. I like. Boy, we could keep the Song Mad. We're one basic from casting it. Yeah, I think we just keep it now. It's one of my least favorite splans, but again, if you can just turn a land into a spell, you'll take just about anything. Here, we can Skulk into Blood Priest and have a very nice full-on, full-party Blood Priest to face. Unfortunately, we don't have attacks, but yeah, we'll steal their fledgling, right? And that'll be fine. Uh-oh. A little harder to win through that. Surprised to see a utility knife in the 4-0 bracket, I must say. I've never played this card, and I've never been afraid of this card. We are just going to Blood Price here, though. Good time for it. They're a little bit stalled. We are too. Let's refill. Yeah, it's true. Equipment synergy is a reason to play utility knife, and probably suggests that at 4-0, right? Like, if you ask, why would a 4-0 deck have a utility knife? The equipment synergy is a great answer to that question, so I would expect that. Nice. I'm going to take to the 2 spells. We'll get our Song Mad land eventually. We're going to fill up on spells right now. Spark Mage is really great. Hey, D, I thought I'd wait till you showed up for one thing. We can do that after this game, maybe. Could just spark the fledgling. Stealing the War Leader with Song Mad would be a fun way to win. Oh, now it's too big. So it looks like we will have to go for some fledgling shenanigans to get there. But we can, let's see, we can go, what about Champ Skulker? Send this Skulker and be like, whatever, you do whatever you want. Then we Spark Mage next turn and Song Mad for the win after that. I should have played this after combat. This is the one I meant to play before combat. Yeah, probably. That seems fine. Oh, another War Leader. Sending the Teeter Peak. Do we block? What does it get us to block? We could block with Champ and Charger. how do we block then? That's the other line. If we block with Champ, we're trading Champ for oh yeah, sorry, Skulker for the Death Touch. Yeah, let's do that. Never mind. Just making sure we could 1-for-1. I forgot the Death Touch. So let's pick off the... Well, we could send in the Charger, and then if they block something, block it, ping the Fledgling, and then finish it off. We could still just try and win with the Fledgling, though. Celebrant blocks Champ. I think we just spark one of the war leaders, though, and then see what combat looks like. And, yeah, trouble is combat doesn't look great here, does it? Like, what if we swing away, we're going to need to keep, like, we chump with this. Let's say we chump with the Spark Mage, and we swing away. They get to eat two things. They basically get to block the Champ, eat the Priest, and then they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going to 10. They crack back, and we like with these two, and we chump here to stay alive, and then we can win on the crackback from 10. If we don't attack... Well, we can give up some creatures for 5 damage, but probably not worth it when we can include Spark Mage into an attack next turn and Song Mad, potentially instead of Song Madding the Fledgling, Song Mad something that's blocking. So I'm going to say no attacks. Well, if they have a land, we're at 1, but 1's not 0. If we draw a land ourselves, we probably win off of that. If we can get this in the air, we probably win. Right? So, well, it's our play. I don't know if it wins, but it's the plan. Math? No. Math is for Oppo. This wins or it doesn't. I don't know. Oh, Fëanor is being a grown-up. All right, maybe math was for me this time. Good job, Oppo. Bad job, no math. You could argue that was a punt, but in my mind, crossing fingers and swinging there is just fine. It's not the Pro Tour. I like the YOLO there. I don't think it could have been lethal. We could have removed a blocker, but the 6 that we were gaining from an unblocked Fledgling seems like it would be more damage than whatever we would have gained by removing one blocker. Yeah. I'm not arguing. Please understand where I'm coming from. I'm not justifying not thinking as the proper way to improve your magic win percentage. I'm simply saying not too concerned about it overall there. We're going to keep and play Rogue or Fury as land. Yeah, probably Fury. Rogue works in our tribal favor here. Fury is more of a late game finisher type card anyway. Let's see. That's interesting. I still think we want Pack Beast, though. Pack Beast into Champ. Hopefully we find some basics so we don't have to play this as land. I think chat's been fine. Nobody's being over pushing it too much, and it's talking about the correct play is correct. Let's see. Didn't find land. Are we at play Rogue as land yet? I'm not. I'm going to be a little greedy here. Drop Mountain and the Champ. And then we can see about what we do next turn. Basic land, we can potentially double spell and set up really a heck of a turn after that. Yeah, we can operate on 3, but obviously 4 lets us start to 2 spell, and that's great. I don't think anything's going to get me to play this as land. I'm just saying drawing a basic would be great. Oppo successfully being aggro here. Obviously, we can't block that. Not that we would have anyway. CBL being weird again. Let me try again with CBL. All right, check CBL again. Hopefully that works. Hey, look, it's what I wanted. Hooray, what I wanted. Now I like 2 spelling, Skulker and Ambusher. And do we attack? How many attacks do we want to make? We could maybe send in the Champ, but I think if we send in the Champ, they trade. But that might be okay because we still get Warrior, Rogue, Cleric, you know, for a triple on the mace. Yeah, we could also send the Beast. We don't really care about the Beast too much. Can I send both? You gotta hold the Champ for the mace. Yeah, that's a fair point too. I just don't know if we want to give up our Cleric, given the Ravager's mace. But I suppose we would take that trade, so let's offer it. No, I'm not going to mace this turn. I'm double spelling this turn. I'm going to save the Champ. Hey, Oni. Welcome. It's our friend Oni. Of Spumoni Works fame. Make sure to check out Spumoni Works. Use the Go Shopping discount code 15% off, and it puts Oni to work for me. So get Oni to work for me and get over to his store and check it out. Yeah, I think the Ambusher is totally expendable here for sure. I'm ready to throw the Ambusher in the way of the Sellsword at least. Although Intimidator allows the sellsword to get through if they want. Let's see how they want to handle this. I think just Ravager's Mace on the Skulker is going to be brutal. You know, adding, making a 5 whatever menace. Oh, and how about Royal Eruption? That's nice. We could just erupt here, but I think Mace on the Skulker is like, what are you going to do? You going to give us a 2-for-1? I'll take that 2-for-1. Well, the idea of macing the Skulker is that it's a guaranteed 2-for-1. There's no blocks they can make. Of course, I guess the Champ does that as well. So I'm looking at it now, Fenor. Fenor is saying just do the Champ because it's the same amount of same 2-for-1 potential, but more damage, and it's actually a redundant creature type as well. So yeah, let's do the Champ. Good call. Oppo pausing, but Intimidator always explains everything when that's going on. All right. Main deck Disenchant. I've not found this to be good enough to main deck without that ability to kill flyers that the green one has, but it got him something here. We could still send the Skulker. Heck, we could still send... Now, this is a 1-for-1. All these are 1-for-1s. We can send this for willing to 1-for-1 with it. And maybe with all this stuff we are. We got Royal Eruption and Rogue back. They've got 3 cards. Yeah, I'm going to say no on attacks. I'm going to play it a little more conservatively here with this hand. Can start threatening Ambusher pumps. Wow, this can't be correct. Now I just, on principle, do not want to lose this game. Main deck Disenchant with the old splashed Murasa Brute? No. No. I refuse. Yeah, it could be a splashed Phylat. That would make a lot more sense than a Murasa Brute. Well, I think Kargan's a bad splash, too. This is a bad splash, this is a bad splash, and this is a bad splash. And no matter what, they're doing... They have some sort of bad splash going on. We said the Ambusher is tradable, and it is. We could just trade off Ambusher. What does it get us to keep it? Yeah. I'll take the trade. They're tapped out. Intimidator can't do anything more. Let's take this block. Couple of splans. Funny, we could play them... Could play this one since we're far away from it, but I think maybe Eruption on the Intimidator. Although we don't even need to do that, really. Yeah, I like Rogue Pass. That's correct, Fenor. I don't think chat thinks it's always wrong to splash, but I think chat and I are on the same page that if you're splashing a Murasa Brute or an Intimidator, it's not ideal. Ideally, you want to splash stuff that is great on turn 13 off the top of your library. Liking Italy is also not a reason to force bad Naya. Oh, that's neat. Calling the Pack Beast a coward turns off the Champ's bonus, but we still have the Skulker bonus, so what you gonna do? Alright. This is all wheel spinny for very little effect on the final outcome. You know, alright, this is one turn of Intimidator doing something, but then we reset back to normal. That's it, Ryan. That's the last of your coffee. Accept it. Just for today. Don't panic. Sending the Brute. Just trade Skulker for Brute. I'm kind of okay with trades here on that front. Yeah, I like a Brute trade. Why not? We still get to attack with our Rogue. We've traded up and still have all of our party types. We don't go down party count on this block. Spark Mage is going to pick off the Intimidator. You could pick off a Protector, but Intimidator seems better here. Yeah, I was thinking about combat, but yeah, I guess I should have done it. But I just am not going to offer for these right now. I was going to Royal Eruption next turn. Yeah, we can get Intimidator with Royal and just actually pick one of these off and attack. Yeah, let's do that. I like it. We have tools for this Intimidator, and then this allows us to challenge on really all of this. I think we just send here, and if they want to trade off for any of these, that's fine. We use Royal Eruption on Intimidator. Eventually, we drop a 4/5, and we have a lot back after. I'm offering it all. Well, not the Rogue. Their graveyard is 4, soon to be 5. Boy, is Ambusher better than Intimidator on this board? Night Runner might be better than both. Race is on, I guess. And this is a pretty good card for said race. Can't Royal Eruption and Minotaur this turn. Yeah, I think the runner is the thing that can get us, and we can send the Rogue, leave back these two against Intimidator. I like that. Could play this as land. I'm going to be greedy with it still. We don't need a land to get the Minotaur down next turn, so... They can go with a big ambush here. If they do that, maybe we double block and force something. Gosh, what is going on? Yeah, they're doing something tribal, but this is not a... come on, we got to beat this. Snarecaster and Murasa Brute on the splash. This is like you've had Vandals pick for you. How does a deck end up like this? Yeah, well, sometimes one card does the trick, right? Maybe they've got the some big thing that they're winning with. Yeah, I'm not trying to be mean to anybody here. I think this is inadvisable, and if Jast Z56 were here chatting with us, I would have no problem explaining why I think the choices here can't be correct, that there's got to be something else in the board, or that something went really wrong in the draft that should be looked at. I will snap off Pack Beast or Spark Mage for the Intimidator. So Pack Beast down here. Still taking 3 here, but we get the Intimidator off the board and have much better cards left in hand, and they're top decking from here. The Ambusher is still real, but we have the tools to take care of that too. Yeah, Spark Mage can't block her. Yes, that would be the choice. Song Mad. Well, are we supposed to play the Warrior as land to set up the Song Mad next turn? Maybe so. But we can start with Minotaur attack. Could even attack... Like, this can double pump, so we would have to, like, chump with the Spark Mage. But if they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A double pump isn't dead, so yeah, we can attack definitely Minotaur and Rogue. If we send the Spark Mage, though, they just double block and it gets eaten, so I don't see why we should send that. We'll just send these two. Although if we don't send this, then the Rogue can be double blocked as well, which is the reason to do it. So then if we send all, this gets eaten. They take 7, go to 5, and then we have Song Mad to wreck them on the way back. So it's either everything or just the Minotaur, right? And I don't think we need to... Yeah. With the Song Mad at the ready, I think we just send the Minotaur. And we play Warrior as land to Song Mad next turn. They can't kill Rogue, but it's a pretty easy double block, and then we just have a tapped Rogue, and nothing of importance has happened except our Rogue is tapped. I mean, I guess we put him to that test, but yeah, you just wanted to prevent chump block, but if they wanted to chump the Minotaur, we're happy with that too, right? Now we could steal one of their blockers. This becomes must block. And then we're sending in 5. It's still not lethal to Song Mad. Probably going to send in Swing All without the Song Mad next turn and force them to make some chumps. Got to watch out for hasty stuff from Oppo too. Or Oppo can just scoop it up. We'll take that. All right, nice 5-1 start. This is on house money too. We paid gold to enter, so feeling good about this one. Feeling good about this opener too. I think we're gonna go Fury as land here though. Maybe Warrior as land, although Fury and Warrior are both similar in terms of when they might be useful. But maybe this is a little farther off, so we'll do this. Oppo probably paired up on wins, we don't know. And you never know, you know, people win with the craziest stuff sometimes, and then it's like, oh, look, I'm 4-0. Got all of our splans, like literally, all 4 of them. Here we get threat of activation, send ambusher. And Champ and Rogue both block a 2-2, but this hits back harder. Let's see what they've got for the Champ. Celebrant, nice. But we're still in a good spot here. Ambusher no longer threatens to kill anything off a pump. They just get the core Celebrant block. But yeah, we would trade Champ for Celebrant, so let's offer that. Not surprised that the Cleric deck doesn't want to trade off their Celebrant. We'll just play a Rogue here. Yeah, right now, they don't have the payoff for the Celebrant, so we're keeping an eye on that. Hasty Minotaur seems fine. Sending in a 5-4 and a 4-3 on this board looks good. We'll make trades as they offer. We traded a 3 for their 4. That's good. A little bit of mana advantage there. Possible we come up with a Song Mad situation where between Song Madding this turn and Furying the next turn, we feel like we can get there. Now they got combo assembled, right? Royal Eruption is going to disrupt that combo. We're going to get rid of this Blight Priest and do that before attacks here. You like Song Mad Priest? That's fair. Maybe you saw that before the Royal Eruption off the top, though. Now we have Fury also available. And if we send... Do we want to send the Rogue? Let's see. They're at 2, so this is not becoming big. Can't be killed by their... well, if they double block, we could even Fury the Rogue into the healer, at least. Yeah, Pump is available, so if this is a 3-3... Yeah, I think this is a send-all situation. They have blocks where they can make... If they make certain blocks, they can get a 1-for-1, and that's okay. Sending Teeter Peak is negative. Well, it's negative, but it lets us trade for the healer, right? We could also, since... no, I guess we just pump and trade, right? Yeah, save Fury. So negative life in the immediate, but I think it helps us in the long game. Yeah, cards in graveyard. I don't think Rogue is going to matter here before the end of things. Now they do have a... Well, let's see. If we steal the Felidar, they kind of are forced to block. Treachery, play land. What about Treachery, don't play land, and then have Fury to just fling this next turn? Yeah, I think we're just steal and swing, right? The only thing we could do is wait till this got big enough to attack through the Celebrant, but I like steal and swing. Let's do that. Hey, Hush. No, I have not listened to your song yet. I've been listening to my audiobook and haven't been in front of the computer at the right time, but I have not forgotten. It's right there looking at me. Well, we're cruising through with this deck today. Let's do a profit dance. Yeah, Zagras has not been around for a while. Feels like Zagras showed up a couple times early, but have kind of forgotten he's even in the deck. Royal's been great, yep. All right. Charger into Pack Beast into some other non-warrior cleric into Spark Mage on 4. That's the plan. Oppo Mult of 5. That's great for us. Right. Hopefully they play something worth erupting. Yeah, I suppose. Especially with a spare eruption now. We'll go Electromancer, Erupt, attack. Skulker. Let's see. I'm gonna skulk to just see if anything happens, if Oppo pauses. No pause that I noticed. Easy game? Like, we also got pared down a bunch. Like, why are we playing alpha? Like, we just played a bronze player in our 6-1 bracket. But that was a romp. We passed an absurd cleric deck in the draft where we 7-win anyway, so there you go. Claim this prize. Hop to Soapbox. Whoa! That was easy. That was weirdly easy. We lost somewhere in there once or something, but overall our deck just spat out its stuff and rolled them over. Nice. Also seemed to get paired down in rank. So it looked like we were playing some silver, and even our final opponent was bronze. I don't understand how that all worked, but I will certainly take the 7 wins and the feel goods that brings. Thank you for hanging out with me, YouTube friends. Hope you got some feel goods from that one as well. And we'll catch you at the next draft. Bye, gang.